Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video of What's This? Fox flicks on the ink tank, and they're giving ultimate forms to the Omniverse aliens, or a select few of them. Either way, let's hop in and check this out. This video was recommended to me because it literally just came out, so here I am reacting to it. About a day or so later.
Universe. This is OR Ash, and welcome back
to
the
Ash?
Drawing Matrix. Thought I'd make one more appearance before plunging back into the void. Please watch Champion. We are back once again to continue our Ultimates Overhauled series. Last time, we rounded off the titular Ultimate Alien series playlist, so now we're moving past the last 3 eras of Ben 10 and on to the 4th iteration, Omniverse. Today, we will be covering Crash Hopper, Ball Weevil, Blocks, Astrodactyl, and redesigning Ultimate Gravitak. It's been a while since I've done an actual Ultimate redesign. Let's get cooking.
As for my name, how about Crash Hopper?
Okay, before we actually even start to see the art progress, let's go ahead and take a guess. Do you think he'll be giving him legs or taking legs? Oh boy, that is a joke already at this point. Huh? Crash Hopper 1? Oh, he's got multiple designs. Ooh, okay.
So today we have the bouncing buggy boy, Crash Hopper. Crash Hopper is such a fun alien and what I think is the perfect example of the return to a more simplistic species concept that Omniverse tried to do at first. With the last UA set, my biggest gripe with both the designs and power sets is that they were way too simple, making for a feeling of redundancy and questioning as to why they were made at all. Crash Hopper, however, is basic as hell, yet doesn't feel redundant or boring. Bugman Bounce? He bounce real good is one of my favorite Omniverse boys. For this take on his ultimate, I wanted to make his evolution a lot more tactically inclined towards his species predator, Mucilator. Or Mucilator. I'm not sure exactly how you're supposed to pronounce it. I don't think
I'd probably go Mucilator.
They say it in the show. First, I'm adding an additional set of his exposed, high-tension tendons onto his arms and legs. This, of course, boosts his jumping power, but also spring-loads his punches and makes him able to seemingly double jump by kicking so fast in the air that he can ride up the pressure created by his kick, seemingly defying physics thanks to sci-fi jargon. Another reason I have this is to help him not plunge face first into Mucilator's goo traps. He can cross his limbs with these tendons stretched out and use them like a sail, slowing his descent and riding the wind away from the sticky blobulous boy.
But Ash, can't Mucilator just move under him again, wherever he's floating to?
Oh, flashbang.
Thanks for the segue. To combat that obvious issue, I am enlarging his abdomen. 1, to increase the amount of damage he deals throwing it back, and 2, making it a giant bioluminescent bulb that he can use to flashbang Mucilator. You know, kind of like a lightning bug, blinking out his vision so that he can't see where he's floating away to. Also, because in a fight, being able to blind someone so you can then proceed to kick them 30 feet away sounds pretty effective. Anyway, to recap, as far as his new abilities, he has more of those stretchy tendons for double jumping, spring-loaded punches, and to use as sails to ride the wind. As far as his trade-offs, he simply can't walk anywhere anymore. His steps are so damn bouncy now, he immediately launches dozens of feet up into the air. Other than that, may I present my first take on an ultimate Crash Hopper that I dub Crash Bang.
And look at that, he didn't add nor take legs. He just increased the strength of the legs.
Now, the last 2 episodes, I've slightly changed my method of designing for this series. Usually, I'll come up with the power concept first, and then focus the design to fit that. What I've been doing the last 2 episodes instead has been sketching up 5 to 6 different designs purely for the visual aesthetic of the alien, and then coming up with their powers and tweaking it accordingly. Now, I preface this because this take on Ultimate Crash Hopper exists only because I like the design and really wanted it in this video, even though I don't think anyone will actually like it. I've just given you more work to do, Rob. I'm so sorry. For this take, I am kicking up his kicking power by replacing his arms with extra legs. His arms weren't really contributing to his combat anyway, so the UES and I taketh away. Should I get a bucket for these two? Though he is not technically a quadruped, I'm still saying that he has enough dexterity.
Well, okay, I did technically call it, but it was for the wrong design. He took away the arms and gave it legs. Ha!
Enough to use his feet like hands, you know, to write or play guitar or even for grabbing stuff. Which leads into his new ability, Ricochet Generation, or Bouncy Ball generation. I imagine that if I took the high-tension tendons from his legs and wrapped them up into a ball, it'd be pretty damn bouncy, and that's essentially the gist with his new power. The now rounded end of his abdomen is also made of these tendons and can be popped off as a projectile. Because of what they're made of, these bouncy balls will just keep ricocheting off of stuff, building up speed and power until they eventually can't be stopped.
Oh,
I imagine
damn.
you could still take down a Musulator
broke
with some of these
dimensions.
given enough prep bouncing. It'd slam straight through him like cannonbolt through the insides of the tick. Anyway, to
Oh, I don't know
recap,
that
for his
is
new
good.
abilities, he gets bouncy ball generation. As far as his trade-offs, he loses his arms for extra legs. And I lose some of my bucket again. But I'm getting more this episode, so I'm not worried. Other than that, may I present
Oh,
my
he's
second
stealing
take
more
on the
legs.
ultimate crash hopper that I dub Pop Off.
Yeah.
Ultimate Crash Hopper!
Okay, now before we go on, this design is good, like he said, and the powers are unique, but I still have to give it to the falser design of Ultimate Crash Hopper as being the signature one.
Energy whippy deals too!
Oh, Astrodactyl.
Next up, we have the dino that walks like a man but squawks like a bird, Astrodactyl. Now, I would like to preface that I am an advocate that every alien is cool in their own way and should not have to serve any specific reason for them to exist. But dude, I
Yeah.
fucking hate Astrodactyl. He has wings but
Yeah.
uses a jetpack to fly, his powers are the default generic green energy, and his voice is just the worst in the entire franchise.
I do have to agree.
The way that you talk, I hate the way that you dress.
I get what they were going for, but it's annoying as hell. For his ultimate, I honestly was grasping at straws. No matter what idea, theme, or aesthetic I tried, I was not feeling it. Even my redesign angle of thought
Yeah.
didn't work for this guy. So after beating my head against my desk for like 2 days, I just decided to embrace the hate.
Let the hate flow through you.
My
That's what
vibe
he
towards
did.
Astrodactyl is hateful, so maybe adding in other elements of things that I hate to draw will vibe together with him. With that, I am
Oh, I
making
can see
him
that.
extremely mechanical. That's right, I'm going Dinobanoid on his ass. So now he can
Oh.
retract his head and arms to a more streamlined form to fly even faster. To upgrade his lasers and whips, I am simply making them hard light constructs. He can form his energy into constructs of various sizes and shapes,
Oh,
making for
damn.
more weapon forms, and he even uses them to form his wings. Also, for some sci-fi jargon, his skeleton is now made of the same hard light stuff, so that's how he can turtle mode his limbs. Makes sense.
Oh,
As much as
okay.
I hated
Okay.
working on this guy, I gotta say, I am actually kind of proud of how he turned out. I'm not, actually. No, I fucking hate him. Anyway, to recap, for his new abilities, he can streamline his body by retracting his extremities, and he can form hard light energy constructs of various forms. As far as his trade-offs,
Now, hold on. While we all hate Astrodactyl, I do have to say, this idea for the upgrades, or the ultimate, is actually pretty damn good, in my opinion. While, yes, it may not be the best or most perfect, like, I do like the idea of hard light constructs, and he now being more so of an alien based around light.
I need a snack after dealing with him.
Oh,
Other
he
than
took
that,
the
I
legs!
present my take on an ultimate Astrodactyl that I dub Backfire.
I guess he was already going to have it still.
Astrodactyl! I gotta have something going for me other than the power of cuteness.
Oh, ball
Next up on
people
the plate,
now.
we have the itsy bitsy barfing bug, Ball Weevil. Now, Ball Weevil is very hit or miss with most fans. Personally, I love the little dude. He's what I wish Edel was supposed to be originally. You take
Yeah.
Upchuck's powers and add on a dung beetle aesthetic, and bam, you got a puke-themed Katamari Damacy. But aside from
that's
bodybuilding,
nice.
Ball Weevil's main strategy in most fights is kind of just running away, so for this take on his ultimate, I want to make him a bit more brawly. First off, I am souping up his horns to be prehensile, blade-like mandibles so that he
Ooh.
can fight more directly. His base form seems pretty
Slice.
quick and agile already, so giving him essentially what is a battle axe on his forehead makes me think he can do some serious up-close damage. This idea stemmed from the anatomy of the real-life giraffe weevil, look at him, it's adorable, and the overall design scheme of the mantises in Hollow Knight. On the
True,
note of his
true,
speed, I'm
okay.
also adding a segment to his body to increase maneuverability. And lastly, I am moving his bile generation up to his horn mandibles and making it just 2 big bile pouches on the insides of the blade. blades, so that he can use them as kind of an explosive add-on to his more melee fighting style. And
Oh, I like
bubbling
that.
the bile between the horns rapidly could make for a rapid-fire Ralph railgun. Who's Ralph? It's another word for puke. To recap, for his new abilities, he
Okay,
is
yeah,
now
that's
faster
good.
and more agile with the segmented body, he's equipped with a new set of explosive and sharp horns, and he can generate bile faster than ever. As far as his trade-offs, technically I got rid of his mouth. Other than that, may present my first take on an ultimate ball weevil that I dub Railgut.
Railgun, that's a good name.
Ultimate ball weevil.
Now that isn't too bad. But let's see number
Next
2.
up, we have another take on the pint-sized puke bowler, Ball Weevil. For this take, we are letting him cook. Literally. You remember that one time that he got stuck in his own bile? Well, I imagine that happening to this guy in the UES, and the gummy gastrobile would stew and digest his body over time. This would push his hard armor to its surface and merge with his innards, stretching his nervous system out throughout it and giving him the ability to manipulate the bile like stretchy limbs, using them to pull in materials into his now swollen bile body,
It's a gooey bug.
making it increase in size as he eats.
But Ash, isn't that just your ultimate goops power?
Become one with this stew. Anyway, to recap, as far as his new abilities, he gets a new stretchy-retchy body and can increase his size by eating. As far as his trade-offs, he gets a bit Alphonse Elric, losing his main body, but he gets to keep the cool armor bits. Other than that, may present my second take on an ultimate ball weevil that I dub Buggernaut.
Yep, this one. Number 2 takes it.
Ball weevil.
Love it. Love it.
Next up, we are doing one more take on the teeny tiny intestinal insect.
Oh, he gets
Ball
3.
Weevil. Look, I like the funny bug, okay? Sue me. This is a quick one. This is essentially the same setup as the last one. The gastro goo becomes part of his external areas, but this one's powers are a bit different. Firstly, I am making him hella tanky, beefing up his size and armor density. Trying to squash this bug would be like trying to crush a car with your foot. Along with the defense increase, we are also making his horns prehensile so that he can fight or launch things with ease, increasing his fight capabilities. And lastly, his new main ability, Gut Spawn. Taking inspiration from the glowing womb charm from Hollow Knight. I know I bring the game up a lot in this series, I just love it so much.
It's fine,
I'm
it's
sorry.
fine.
Now, when this boy makes bile balls, they have an independent mind of their own. He can even make a bunch of them swarm at an enemy from all different directions before detonating the cute little clots.
Oh, I
Anyway,
love
to
that.
recap, for his new abilities, he is now 5 times his original size with 5 times the muscle. His horns are stronger and prehensile, and he can generate gut spawn to remotely attack things. They can also grow just like his previous gastro balls. I didn't mention it till now. As far as his trade-offs, he loses his mouth, and he is not as speedy and nimble as he once was. Other than that, may present my third take on an ultimate ball weevil that I dub Spawntourage.
Alright, now that is really good. Now it's a kind of a tie between this one and the second one, but if I had to give it to one of them, I guess I'd go with Spawntourage, because, I don't know, I love the idea of literally creating explosive minions to just send out to go gather around someone and then go boom, boom, boom.
Hey folks, just want to take a few seconds for you to stay in the loop. Tired of waiting so long for our videos? Well, you can
Nah,
help speed
I'm
up
fine.
the process. You can join either our Patreon or YouTube membership down below to help us make more Ben 10 breakdowns, episodes of And Beyond, and 5-Way the Motion Comic, along with everything else we got cooking. Rewards include shoutouts, special channels and badges, exclusive live streams, my Making of Video Diary series, a secret Minecraft server, access to our project files, and more. You can also come hang out with me over on Twitch, where I draw commissions and interact with the community. And if you're enjoying this video, please leave a like and help us feed the unyielding, relentless bloodlust known as the YouTube algorithm. Now, back to the video.
You're a segmenticipian. Is that what I am?
Next up, we have the
idiots,
precision-molded Lego Gorilla, Blocks.
It's finally time for this one, huh? Alright, let's get this over with.
Now, Blocks is kind of an interesting alien. His species camouflage by building themselves into non-attention-seeking shapes and structures. Honestly, it's a really clever idea.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Bright
okay.
primary colors are totally not attention-seeking.
From this, he can generate more blocks to build structures for offense and defense.
Structures that constantly break and cause Ben immense pain.
My favorite bit is when enemies step on the blocks and get hurt because they're supposed to be like Legos.
Oh, come on, dude. This is so dumb. Why is he Legos?
Why are you Legos?
What?
Wait, what?
What?
We have to go
For my
out of
take
the
on
way
his
for
ultimate,
that.
I am simply pushing his regular abilities to a more extreme. He can now create blocks that mimic the materials of his surroundings, making it so that his camouflage is a lot more effective. Along with this, he can make blocks of various sizes so that he can make even more detailed decoy structures. Lastly, he can actually reattach the blocks after they are knocked off of him. I've never understood why that wasn't already a thing in his base form.
Yeah, that is a little weird, because that's like the whole point of Legos, right?
Anyway, to recap, for his new abilities, he can mimic
build, break, and build. That's Legos.
materials, make blocks of different sizes, and reattach his blocks. As far as his trade-offs, I'm saying that he no longer has a base form to return to. He's just kind of a forever changing nebulous mass of blocks. Like, if he goes unconscious, he just kind of falls apart. Other than that, may present my take on an ultimate blocks that I dub Master Build.
Okay, you know what? That's not too bad. When I had first seen it on the thumbnail, I was like, oh god, they're doing blocks, I can't believe it. No one likes blocks. Now they've made it to where everyone can like blocks. Even I like them now. This one though, only him.
Dude, do you have any idea how many G's I'm throwing at you?
Last up today, we have the alien that's so attractive he has his own damn orbit, Gravitack. Now, to start, the original Ultimate Gravitack is already perfect. Like, legitimately, I love this one. He already follows the design rules that I use for this series. His colors change from shades of brown to shades of red. I know it's because it's an albedo variant, but it still counts. And he has a trade-off. He gains the additional planet heads, and in turn, loses the ability to transform from biped to ball, which you know what that means.
Add the legs to the bucket.
Now, granted, I am still going to be tweaking him just a bit. For one, I want to add a bit of a black hole visual inspiration, just because it feels like it's a natural step up for the gravity motif. Plus, the base form Gravitack has been shown to be able to generate black holes, so the ultimate, with time in the UES, should be able to control them. Two, I want to give him two new abilities. The first is Mass Packing. Basically, the little planet heads can assimilate material into their mass, making them larger and maybe even duplicable of themselves. Duplicatable. They can mitosis, okay? The second ability is the terrifying concept of spaghettification. Pretty much, he has such fine gravity control that he can pull materials towards himself at the cellular level, stretching them out into long strands like spaghetti, which this is a real-life thing that happens around black holes. It's terrifying. They can then be slurped up into his central black hole core, never to be seen again. And I'm not saying this, he can like store stuff in there and then pull them back out. Once it's in there, it is destroyed and gone. Lastly, I'm
now that's what you need to do with the Annihilaog.
Changing his colors up just a little bit. I want each planetoid of his body to be a different color so that it kind of pulls more akin to the solar system aesthetic they're going for. Plus, they pack on different materials, so being different colors kind of makes sense. Anyway, to recap, as far as his new abilities, he can generate little planetoid minions that they themselves can increase in mass and divide, and he can spaghettify stuff. And as far as his trade-offs, well, I'm gonna need a bigger bucket. Other than that, may I present my take on a redesign of Ultimate Gravitack that I dub Packed Mass.
Ultimate Gravitack!
Love it, love it.
And that is it for today. Omniverse is officially kicked off, and we now only have like 2 episodes left of this series. I am almost free. Oh, it feels like I've been stuck in the UES for how long getting through these is taking. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think of these Omniverse Ultimates in the comments below.
Ultimate or Ash. Now that is something I would like to see. Unless it was already done, then my apologies for forgetting.
Hello, I love hearing feedback. If you want to help support us, consider joining our Patreon and YouTube memberships, and my socials, where I'll be posting the albedo edits for these boys sometime after this video goes live. As always, I am OR Ash, and I'm surviving.
Are you? Because I am.
Peace.
Alright, all I gotta say is this was actually really good and really nice. Out of all the ultimates we saw, number 1 is gonna have to be Ultimate Gravitak. Number 2 will be Ultimate Ball Weevil number 3. Yeah, and I'll be kind and give Blocks a 3rd place. Yes, I know that's kind of pooping on Crash Hopper and Astrodactyl, but hey, come on now. I can give my own opinion, and all of you can as well in the comments below. So let me know your top 3 ultimate form from this episode, and I'll see all of y'all next time. Till then, this is Fox, signing out. Peace.